Okay, what's up, people? I'm going to be doing a kind of a quick little look at my dumb little garden here, mostly for my sake, because I'm seeing how things are growing. If you see anything that you can tell I'm doing something wrong, please let me know, because I'm doing a lot of different things wrong. Here I've got some, whatchamacallits, the hospital flowers. I've got a cutting of my, this is a cutting of my geranium. I'm waiting for her to root. Not yet. It'll probably be another week or two. We'll see how that works out. These will bloom eventually, but they're weird about sunlight. Paddle plant, just some offshoots, some rough ones. This is kind of my nursery area. See, she's getting ready to bloom. I've got some cuttings from a bear's paw succulent in there. Got polka dot plant, another hospital flower. I'm forgetting the name of this. This is my favorite stuff. Is the gold sedum, like ground cover. Here I've got some veggies. I've got some basil, parsley, onions. I use the onions. I use all this quite a bit actually, and it'll flower. Makes cute little flowers. And you'll see some shade cloth hanging off. If I ever need that, I can just take it like this and lay it over, which in the hot sun sometimes I need that. Here in San Diego, everything grows really nicely. Though some more gold sedum. I grow this stuff like crazy just to put it in pots. Another paddle plant. Here I've got another polka dot plant next to a little fern I'm trying to just mess with, and I think it got some little baby ferns in there, so it's growing. Cat grass for my cats. I've got a big clump of gold sedum. Again, gold sedum is really, really fun. I think it's called gold dust. But it's just this carpeting. It takes a little bit, but really it kind of grows fast, but it does take a little bit. But you can see I just love this stuff for some reason. And I threw in had some basil in there, just some random stuff. Hobbit ears, succulents. Get tons of these little babies. Another geranium that's going to grow. I've got lots and lots and lots of this elephant bush. You're going to see that a lot because I have a bush of it. These guys were being eaten by mice, so I had to move those. This is I forgot what kind of, the pink blush. And there is a great San Diego succulent society here. You can see she's flowering, so she's going to have a cute little flower. And these things are great. It's already given me a couple babies. Really, really pretty aloe. Just random, whatchamacallits. These things are so easy to grow. These, I've got tons and tons of cuttings of lavender, of jasmine, all these smelly good things that just kind of grow every year. I just threw some mint from the grocery store and some other herbs in there, and you can see they just grow like crazy. This is, I can't remember, big flowering, whatchamacallit. I've got the thing here. It's one of these, which it was dying. I was like, this is dead. But I forgot about, you really got to cut it back and kind of get ready for it to be in kind of hibernation mode in the winter. Because our winters here are really, really mild. It won't even freeze. More elephant bush. You can see it makes like you can make like a little bonsai kind of looking thing. I had so many cuttings, I just threw them in the pots. Like these aeoniums. My neighbor gave these to me, and they grow so much, so easily. They're just really, really fun. They don't smell real good though. They kind of smell rough. Oh, down here next to you can see all the sunflowers, by the way, that the mouse has found in my bird seed. So I've got to stop doing that. This, I just rigged up a quick little, like a little greenhouse for some seedlings I've got coming in. And some cuttings, and those will actually they do take pretty well. I've got tons of this grass stuff. You see what the mouse did back there, all the sunflower seeds. These little dark guys here are aeoniums that darkened when I repotted them, I think, and they should lighten back up. I'm not sure. You can see in the middle there. I don't know if they're just a dark variety. I can't remember. Another cutting from a whatchamacallit, and these tons and tons more sedum. Here I've got some milkweed. I'm trying to grow some milkweed for the butterflies, so we'll see if that sprouts at all. Tons of aeonium, big old aeoniums. She gave me these clippings, and they have gotten huge. And I just have these extra big pots, and I threw them in there, and man, they're just so easy to grow. Especially at least here. Any of my plants that are growing well, it's because I live in San Diego. It's not because of my green thumb at all. Some more whatchamacallits. I got some chives. More of the grasses. Here's my little water bath. My little bird bath. I got to clean it out. They've been getting the seed in there. But this is great because you get all the little birds for the cats to watch. These things are really cool. Let me see if I can remember it. Here they go. Let me show you one. So this is your Sundinia corals. People cut these all the way back in the winter here. Like I said, it doesn't even freeze here. I think the lowest it gets might be in 37, but usually in the 40s. And they just bloom and bloom and bloom and bloom and grow and grow, and they're just so pretty. I love these. I just got these. So if anybody has any advice for these guys, these are, what are these things? I forget. Absolutely amazing. Also, I honestly bought them just because I want to see the bee butts hanging out of them, like a bumblebee butt. Can't find. Anyway, I'll list it or whatever. I don't do many I do trying to go for really, really easy stuff. And those guys might be a bit of a challenge, but we'll see. I've got to repot those. I'm going to give it a day or two. This stuff here grows like the grass. Blue chalk, I think it's called. You just find it all over the side of the road. A lot of people when they come to San Diego get shocked because they're like, wow, you get free succulents. Sorry, I had to pause there for a second. It sounded like something ran into the door. I got some basic stuff down here. This is a Sundinia, just a little. I just literally trimmed off a piece, let it get rooted, and put it in that, and that will be one of these big, beautiful things. Tons of geraniums. I think most of the pink ones you're going to see came from this mother plant, and this mother plant was here when we moved in 2 years ago, whatever it was. And she was in this big pot. She was literally sitting in the hot sun. They love the sun, and just doing amazing. But they give you so many little extra plants, so many flowers. Look, you're going to see all the flowers get ready to come out. They're just so pretty. Geraniums, I never knew as a kid they were just such easy, wonderful plants. Really, really cool. Let me pause and go around. Okay, so more geraniums. Here are these I bought. Look how pretty. And see, they give you so many. I deadhead a lot. I was telling my wife the secret to a lot of flowering is deadheading stuff, and I told her my secret is that I love deadheading. I bought these, and I put dates on everything in case you want to know. And they're so freaking pretty. I don't even think they flowered last year. So they're just coming out, and they're this soft pink. Look at that. So freaking pretty. And I've got quite a few coming in. And look how big and nice flat they're. They love the sun. They do really good in the sun here. Again, though, the hottest we get, we'll break almost 190s here. So they can pretty much stay out all the time. These are just some random, whatchamacallits. I can't remember what they're called. When we moved in, they had these in the front, just sitting there dying. And they reproduce like insane. Another aeonium, you can see how quickly. I mean, I put these in little pots and within no time, they're already putting off more babies, and they just grow and grow and grow and grow. Really, really fun. This little guy, I can't remember what it is. I don't even know if it's going to survive. I mean, I guess it is. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. This is funny. I have this right here in this pot. She's doing okay, but not really good. And then if you look back behind here, that's all the same flower. And so I feel so bad that I keep this in a pot and she's not doing really well. I don't know. It's a Cape Marguerite, whatever. If anybody knows something about these, maybe it's because we're only in February. I don't know. I've got a strawberry plant here. Another interesting thing about strawberries and some of the fruits and veggies is back in Texas and that area of the country, your veggies will die every year because of the freezing. Here, they'll just live. This thing will live supposedly 5 or 10 years or something. And so she died off in the cold, but not much. And now she's coming back. I don't see any little flowers yet or anything to indicate strawberries, but those will happen. Those will happen. This is your normal foxtail agave, a little baby. Had fallen off. You can find they'll fall off and blow into the street and everything, or somebody will, a lawn crew will pluck it, throw it away or whatever, and these things get huge. Look up foxtail agave. They're really, really neat. They do these great big flowers that bend over like a fox's tail, like 10 feet in the air. So this is just a baby, and I just plunked her in some dirt. She's fine. Another blue chalk. You can see that one's kind of leggy, so I put in something else. She's still, I don't know what's going to happen with her. She's all right. This is my first and only barrel cactus. She's young. She's not real old. She's brand new. Golden barrel. And I don't know, you guys and girls and everybody else out there, let me know if these pots are too big or too small. Or I know I should probably go more shallow. I just didn't have any. Chalk, fire, euphorbia, something fire sticks. She's putting on a huge amount of growth. These things will be giant, and they turn this bright, bright, bright orange. Just amazing looking. Down here, I've got another Sundinia, and you see this happens. Their leaves just fall off in the fall, and then they just survive. And she'll come out and just climb all over here, and flowers and flowers and flowers. It's beautiful. Tons of elephant bush. Elephant bush is just what it sounds like. The elephants love to eat it, so it can take so much abuse. These are all trimmings that I got when I trimmed back a big bush out there, and I just threw them in dirt, and they really just survive anything. They're really, really cute. They do get huge, so eventually if these ever get really big, I'll just give them away probably. Over here I got some more cactus. This guy here was really elongated, like reaching for the light when we got her. And then she grew a big stump, and I cut it off and put her in the dirt, and she seems to be doing well. I'll show you the stump in a little bit. These are just weeds growing here. I kind of think they're cute, so I just left them. Some more elephant bush, golden sedum. See, that's what happens to Geraniums when they get a lot of sunlight. They get really dark. This is a starfish aloe, I believe. Beautiful. I got this for like $2. If you ever get the clearance stuff at like a Home Depot, this is like $2.50, and she's growing. Now she is a little thin on the bottom, so anybody knows if I should snip that, make 2 plants or not, because she's getting a little top heavy. But these supports here, I'll put a link to them from Amazon. I love these things. They're like a tinker toy, and you can build whatever you want out of them. And I'm supporting her a little bit. I think she would be fine, but they get huge. So another Geranium that's gotten a lot of sun. Now this is my shame right now. This girl right here. I'm feeling so bad. So I put poisonous because it can be. If you cut this stuff, use gloves and stuff. Supposedly tweezers. Just wash your hands because this stuff can't. The sap, I think they use to even knock out animals when they're hunting for them. So this is a desert rose. This is a caudex here. It'll get real fat and it'll be beautiful and flowering, but the leaves all started to die off, and I just didn't know if I was watering it too much or too little, and so I'm keeping an eye on her. If anybody knows much about her, I think she's still it's February, so I think she's still kind of in a winter period where she's kind of just chilling. But somebody let me know if you know anything about this. I don't like to experiment with plants, but I heard this was easy, but it's kind of I think these will drop just from the winter, and I can already see some new growth in there. The tips, some new leaf growth, just a little bit, so we'll see how she does. I'm hoping she does all right. Just some more elephant bush. This grass I love. You buy it, it's just cheap, but it's real pretty. You can look at that, the line on it. Really, really pretty. Variegation on it. And they put out these little babies. And I like to use plants for shade for other plants, so I'll use this as shade. I'll show you in a minute. There's another paddle plant. She's really red because she's out in the sun a decent amount. She's giving me lots of babies. This is the shameful area. That's just kind of my junk. Every gardener has junk. Right here, these are just some old cactuses I have. I don't even know where we got them, honestly. But they're doing okay. They look kind of ugly, so any advice on these, let me know. They're a little bit plump right now because they got a lot of water, a lot of rain. This is brand new. Distilled water I use for, I'll show you in a minute, for Venus flytraps. Venus flytraps are like our favorite thing, and we had one called Snappy, and I was sick over COVID back in 20 or whatever, whenever COVID was raging. Got really sick, and I didn't keep them watered up, and they dried out, and I lost all my she had like 3 babies and everything, and I lost her. So you use distilled water and moss. I'll show that in a second. So here's kind of my little hobby area, I guess you'd call it. Some more of the grass to kind of provide some shade. I got some shade cloth as well. Back there, that's a hobbit ear. Succulent. These are super fun, really, really easy to get babies. You just cut off a leaf. They make kind of like a good like a little miniature tree, little bonsai type thing. Here's one of my other she's starting to bloom, but you see her leaves are kind of faded, so I don't know what I'm doing. Some need more sun and some don't. It's just really, they've been really kind of strange lately. That might just be dirt. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I know the ones that are more in shade do better, a lot like deep shade. So here's some babies, for example. You just trim them off and they start growing little babies. Super cute. This pot's too good to be used for these, so I might plant these in a smaller pot and use this pot for something else. This guy was really cool. Got him at the show. She might need, I think she's a little thin on water right now, but you can see her babies and her flower is just dying off. I've got her baby right there, one of her babies. String of peas, string of pearls. These are weird. Some people have a hard time with them. I had a hard time with them before, but they seem to be doing just fine here. You've got to watch how much water, how much sun. It's not super picky, but you'll know. These are a little bit grayish looking, but they get bright morning light, and then the rest of the day they're shaded. These are some of my favorite. Now this is I'll talk about her in a second. These variegated string of hearts. So on the back side they're pink, and on the front side they're variegated like little hearts, and they just form these huge trains that you can get babies from as well. And I've gotten 2 or 3 babies from that. There's some more hobbit ears growing there, see? Little babies. Here's another baby string of hearts, and she'll get real big. Here is some, these are bear's paws succulents. Really easy to grow. You can get tons of babies. You just cut them, put them in soil. She might be reaching for light a little. She might be a little leggy right now, so I might have to put her a little more light. This guy's funny. This is a tiger's jaw, which looks really scary, but they're absolutely soft. They don't close. They're really cute. But when I got it, it started getting some mealy bugs, and somebody suggested I put basically spritz some alcohol in there. And I said, oh, well, I wonder if that'll hurt it. And sure enough, I should have tested it out. It burnt a lot of the leaves, but a lot of the normal ones are coming back. This will form a nice big bush. I think it's pretty easy to propagate. I haven't tried it yet. I'm back here but just a bunch of babies that I'm throwing in there just to see if they take. And these will grow, no problem. These will turn all into plants. This right here is an offshoot of this plant. This is your typical pothos. I'll go over here and I'll show you real quick. This is my wife's pothos. Me and my wife have been together 27 years, and she had this when she was younger, so before I knew her. So this is at least 30 years old, this pothos. And this is the first time since I moved to San Diego, since I moved to California, that I'm able to keep her outside, because usually it's just too hot. Oh, I just got these baby fingers, which I'm going to repot soon. See the little babies in there. That window in the top is where the sun comes in. It helps the sun come in. It's really alien. I love the alien looking quirky ones. Those are some of my favorites. So I'm going to let her see how she does here. And if she needs to be moved, I can move her. More babies. Again, I can put all these in one pot. So you'll see gold sedum everywhere. I love that stuff. And then I got more babies. These little hens and chicks. Oh, the birds are wanting their seed. So these little hens and chicks I got, and a lot of people love these things, and mine got ate to death with mealybugs. I don't know what, I just couldn't keep them alive. This is the last little baby I have, and I'm hoping she lives, because I love how they produced a lot of babies. This is from that aloe over there. I've got 2 little babies, and she's got 4 more on her, more hobbit ears. These make cute little trees, by the way. That little thing there, I don't remember what that was. I found it on the ground. I threw it in some dirt. Okay, I'm really proud of this guy. Although she's a little sunburnt. This is my split rock, and she's getting ready to flower. Look at that. So that flower will open up, be a big, beautiful yellow flower. These are called split rock because they look like rock, and you can see how squishy the leaves are. These are normally rock hard like this. So it grows out of the center. It lives off of the water in the middle here. In the big leaves. And it will live, you don't ever water these things barely. I'm learning that you can, but you just got to be careful. But I'm going to wait for these to get more rotted or more shrunk down, which means that center one took the water from this. If somebody knows if I need to wait until it's done flowering, or let me know. But I'm trying to let these side leaves die off and get basically absorbed, keeping this alive. And then those will die off, and another one will grow, and another one. So these are really, really fun, weird plants. Now this guy is your typical Horthia, like a zebra plant, people call it. I've had it for many, many years. As a matter of fact, it's my first plant that flowered, my first succulent that flowered. You can see that was cut off years ago. And people scared me and said, if you don't cut that off, your Horthia is going to die. And that doesn't happen to Horthias. So these things just grow and grow and grow and grow. They'll give you tons of babies. I probably got 4 babies from her alone. Just really, really cute. Down here is a messy area, but these ferns grow here. Not fern, it's a, I can't remember what it is. I can't remember any of my plants, just so you know. Really, really interesting. They have these little thorns. They'll get these little berries. So I put those in I had a cutting from out front. I put it in a pot. It's growing great. This is another, hospital plant. I always forget the name. And they're all getting ready to bloom. And you see how good the plants look back behind there where they get a lot of shade. See, another Horthia. I just threw in a pot. Nothing's real pretty. It's just kind of growing. little sunburn on the ends, so I'll have to watch that. So really, really interesting. Let me show you my other ones up here. Okay, so here I have I always forget. It's a bunny. Here's the name there. Basically, it's a rainbow cactus. She's really fat right now. She's probably a little too fat. She needs a little. She's a little bit plumped with water. This is a whatever that is. Really, really cute, and she's already given me a little baby. You can see there. I plug that in. There we go. You got your little baby. Wah, wah, wah. Cute little baby. Eventually that'll grow. This is that stump from the one I cut off earlier. She's gotten rotted and dead. I don't know if she's going to do anything. We'll see. And then I got a little man cactus here. Had her for a few years. She survived the move. Lithops. If you don't know what lithops is, they call them horse's teeth. You can see why. This one's been dropped and beat. She might need a little water. You got to be careful about the water with these guys, but a big, beautiful flower came out, and they'll split and split. If you ever seen like a video of cells splitting when it's making like a child in the womb, that's what this looks like. It'll divide and divide and divide and form a little bush. But they're really, really cool. I dropped her right there, and she healed up. String of buttons, doing okay. I don't know them very well. They're very, very young though, so we'll see how those do. Another Haworthia. You see, they give you tons of babies. And then I just got snappy here. So I had a wonderful, wonderful, we loved our little, back in Texas, we loved our little Venus flytrap. And Texas, it gets over 100 easy for months at a time. So she was fine out in most of the sun, but it's getting a little burnt. And then I had 2 or 3 babies of her. And then, like I said, I got sick during COVID, and she dried out, and I lost all my, her and her babies. But you can see she's got some new leaves already in the center there. These, if you do close them on accident, it happens. If they don't have an insect inside, they will reopen eventually. I already got a human hair inside my cactus. I mean, so this is just sphagnum moss. You just keep it in moss. You have to keep it moist all the time with distilled water. And that will grow and grow and grow, and there'll be a rhizome in there like a little root ball, and you can pull that apart and have babies. No problem on that. So let's see if I can get an overall shot of everything. So there you go. Dumb little garden I'm working on. It's been so fun. This is like, I'm obsessed with this now. I'm hoping it does well and continues to grow. This, like I said, San Diego's doing all the work for me. I'm not doing any of the work. The sun, you get zones. So this is like my hottest zone, my desert kind of area. And then over the year, the sun changes position a lot. So I have to constantly move plants around. And it changes pretty dramatically pretty quickly. So I've got some of my tools and peanuts for the crows here and just silly stuff. But it's just been so fun. They're pretty rough right now, but that's what I'm hoping to record so that I can check on it in a year or something and see what progress I made. So we'll see what happens. I got to do some cleaning up, of course, and all that, but it's just been so fun. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you've seen anything you have a question about. Like I said, I forget all the names as I'm doing them, but you probably recognize a lot of these. So just let me know if you have a question about it, and I'll look it up. Also, if you see one like that in this shot, take a screenshot and put that into Google Lens or something, or a plant identifier, and it'll tell you what a plant is as well. So very, very cool. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.